Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Have an excellent one here today. Two of the very best players in the world going up at it. Over here in the top left, we have Best, the finalist from ASL Season 19. And in the top right, freshly back from the military in outstanding shape, it is Soma. So, definitely an excellent couple of players, and we're on the map Metropolis, which gives us pretty interesting Protoss vs. Zerg games so far, I think. I'm kind of excited to see what Best is going to pull out. He's still showing really great and dynamic Protoss vs. Zerg right now. I think it's been really cool to watch the way that he plays, because it's really different than like a Bisu or a Mini, and you would still probably put Bisu and Mini as like the top guys. And then you, like... Okay, so Bisu and Mini are very, well, they're different. They're different, but they're both, like, very good with Zealots, for instance, very good with Corsairs. Snow, I would put down to, like, he's a really cost-efficient Protoss vs. Zerg player. He gets very grindy against Zerg sometimes. Best, I feel like, has a really good range of play. He does more cannon rushes than anyone. He does more interesting, like, 3-gate-ish type of pressures. Yeah, and he's the #1 Dark Archon user. So, I don't know. Looking at those four, like, I feel like those are kind of the four big Protoss right now in regards to Protoss vs. Zerg. Now, Soma is looking unbelievable. Like, I've been saying for a while now, I think that he is, in fact, for this ASL season, he's one of my favorites to end up winning it. I think that he's got a very good shot, so... Yeah, he's in unbelievable shape and just looking good. Different style than like Sulky or something, even though he has a great late game. I think slightly more like decisive, can get aggressive and stuff. But yeah, great understanding of the game and just fantastic Zerg player. I think Soma's someone that's going to end up with a championship. Best could still end up with a championship. We've been saying for years that he should be a champion. He's like one of those guys where he's like, he's got the level, but he just doesn't have it yet. Like, yeah, he made that finals, and that was super tough against Sulky. I don't know if he's ever going to actually end up winning. I feel like Soma is inevitable. Like, Soma will end up winning at some point. In fact, I think he's the most inevitable player that we have other than Snow. I think those two are like, yes, you literally won't be able to stop them from eventually winning ASL. Best, I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Either way, it's a gateway opener here from Best, which is good to see. Keeping his strategies spread out, a little bit diverse. Well, that's kind of an interesting little nook to walk the Zealot into. Maybe a misclick there, not entirely sure, but... Wow, he's trying to juke and jive around the Zerglings, but great control from Soma. Unquestionably strong control from Soma there. A couple more Zealots coming out with a probe now, and the Zergling count being very low. That's going to be a little bit annoying here. A few more Zerglings coming out, and in fact, he is hatching a few more as well. This drone going to have to get out of here ASAP. It actually starts mining with it. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, I guess by leaving it there, as long as you're on top of the micro, like, it will save your hatchery a little bit of health, because they do have to kind of chase it. Now, as more Zerglings come up, we might see Best duck down into one of these areas, but decides to go up and actually fight, and he did a good job of spreading a little bit of probe damage there, so he can kill some Zerglings off a little bit more quickly. Putting good damage on this, but I think it's actually time to run back behind the mineral patches. Yeah. Like, eventually you do have to go back there, or you just kind of get surrounded. And look at this. Continuing some pressure. Now, hold on. He actually has no cannons right now. Cybernetics Core is on the way. Wow, he walks all the way out to the ramp. Okay. But obviously you can see it's like a little bit more surface area for the Zerglings, but still takes an excellent fight there. Only 3 Zerglings fighting at once against 2 Zealots is not a really great trade there for Soma. But Soma does a good job, clears those out, and finally now the Zealots are gone. This cannon super far back. Wow. Yeah, no, this is like, if you happen to go Hydroless, you wouldn't even need range to gun down the front. So that's kind of an interesting placement there. And there is the Hydroless Den. So, yeah, we'll see how that impacts the game going forward. But good block. seems like an anti-Zergling cannon. I actually don't even know if it protects this square. It probably just barely does, but I'm not 100% sure. Cannons have, like, shocking range, especially on diagonals. Everything kind of shoots funny in StarCraft, where I think someone told me it's because it's like this is not a 3D game. It's like, what, 2.5D or something like that. It's not exactly top down, but like anything at an angle, you can make stuff. It looks like they shoot way further. Like if you're just looking at it with your eyes. Yeah, it's a very weird thing where sometimes you're like, how does that have that range? StarCraft's an old game. Kind of a funny thing about it. Okay, so a secondary cannon comes up in front of the first. So obviously this becomes really, really good against Zerglings, and in fact pretty good against Mutas. This covers a decent chunk of the mineral line. We have the Stargate coming up, Citadel very quickly as well. So I would imagine that we're going to see the Templar Archives coming as well for some DT helpfulness in a defense, I guess you could say. This Overlord, though, going to be key if the Hydralisk Rush is going to work against a possible incoming Dark Templar. Now, a fourth hatchery has already been started. The drone count is actually very, very nice. So this isn't just a 973 type of rush. This is a higher econ Hydralisk Rush with the additional hatchery. And do we have the... Okay, there's the Citadel. I want to see the Templar Archives pop up right away. Another cannon. +1. Couple Hydras come up, and as you can see, they don't even need range, really, to start gunning down this wall because those cannons are so far back. But the wall will at least buy a little bit of time. I don't think that this is really savable, the +1. Ooh. Oops. Well, he has a lot of Zealots, too, so I don't know, maybe. But when range finishes, like, the cannons are not really covering this super well. You have to have cannons right up against it. And yeah, he goes double forge in the main base, so he's completely aware that this is probably a fool's errand to try to save this forge. So I'm a little bit sloppy with those Hydras. And it looks like it's just going to be Zealot legs, I guess? Yeah, not the quick Templar Archives that I was actually kind of thinking it would be, and you can see a huge gas bank. So that makes it like a little bit surprising to me, but I guess he never got rid of this Overlord, so getting the quick Dark Templar isn't going to be that helpful. Yeah, okay, that was weird. So I think he canceled +1 and then went to restart it and restarted it in this one. That was bizarre. Because it was like just started in this one and he had started the armor here, so I think he may have had like a hotkey error there where he had this hotkeyed, and some people hotkey upgrade buildings occasionally. Let's go back and look at what Soma's doing on his side of the map. So we have the additional hatcheries. Layer is up. Overlord speed on the way. Yeah, additional hatcheries over here. So he's going up to 6 hatchery really, really quickly. And +1 missile attacks coming up as well. So just making a sturdy Hydralisk-based army. And I would imagine he'll go into Lurker from here. I think Lurker's good on this map as well. Not that you can't use Mutas on the map. Like, I used to have this kind of funny old joke where it's like, what makes a Muta map or something like that? It was this funny thing where we... someone was, like another commentator was saying something about something being a Muta map or not being a Muta map, and we're like, what? It's like, Mutas are just used everywhere. Like, it's not a map dependent thing. They're always good. Anyways, the... Mutas are always going to be fine. The Zealots go up into this third base area. There's no static D here, so that could be a bit of a problem. Some of the Hydras trying to come up, but they actually block each other there, which is a bit of an issue. Pretty good drone drill overall, screwing up the AI of these Zealots, but the drones might have to get out of here. This is a lot of Zealots right now, and you can see they're starting to shred through some of these drones, which is a problem. The Corsair is coming up and attacking into this Overlord. Yeah, it looks like the Hydras will be enough in number to hold this off. That felt like an okay push from the Zealots. Like, he definitely got some drones in there. He disrupted the mining. He reduced that Hydralisk count some. This front part of the wall is gone. A few more Zealots trying to get out for some more harassment. Psystorm is just about done, as well as Dragoon range. So Best is really going to get up into that different composition. Oh, you know what? He just started this now, so he just recognized that that was a big mistake that he had made. See that? Like +1 armor almost done. This should be lined up with +1 armor. So that's definitely a big mistake there from Best. Stuff like that happens to everyone from time to time. Now, Spire coming up at that third base location. Still the Corsairs flying around a little bit. I haven't seen the Lurker upgrade as of yet, so maybe that is the way that he's going to play it, is just Hydra Lurker. I mean, Hydra Muta, sorry. Because you would imagine he would have already gone into Lurkers at this point. But maybe, you know, people are going more and more Dragoon heavy. That's kind of Rain's style overall. Like, that's kind of like something that he's added a lot into the game. Away from the Mass Zealot and more into heavier mid-game pushes of Dragoon-based armies, which maybe that helps a little bit in kind of forcing. You'd think that, oh, it's Dragoons, you shouldn't go Hydras, but really Dragoons don't kill Hydras all that well. Dragoons are very, very strong against Lurkers in general. So I don't know if that's something that's impacting things or not, because I do feel like we've seen a lot of Mutas lately in the metagame. Except, of course, when we see the double Stargate Corsair, which is not occurring this game. All right, so only +1 armor is done. Again, a little bit sad there for Best. Soma making 11 Mutalisks at the moment. So big flock of Mutas coming out. They're going to want to really snipe some of these High Templars with only 2 Corsairs, even though they have the +1 attack. Not going to be super helpful. Like, if Storm hits... Like, if we get a decent Storm, actually the Corsairs will add in quite a bit, but without that Storm, they're not really going to be all that scary for the Mutalisks. Now, Best guns down a cannon that was getting some units stuck. Looks like this Dragoon is going to be pretty much perpetually stuck. This is a fake drop. Notice how he's forcing him back. Nothing in these Overlords. He doesn't even have the drop upgrade. But moves like this can be really, really strong. See, he sees he gets him to move back, and then you just fly out. That's probably the only time that'll work, but not necessarily. Lurker upgrade gets started, so it looks like maybe we're going to do 1 pack of Mutas into the Lurkers. Not super uncommon or anything. Most people go from the Mutas into Lurkers. Not true, but most other people. Now, here come those Mutas. Oh my god, 1, 2, 3. Already gets 3 High Templars. I think Soma just, like, took a big advantage in this game, if you ask me. Now, this army is still very good for Best. He's got a huge amount of supply, so he's still going to push forward a bit. But I think Soma should be able to get enough units. And look at that. He gets a 4th High Templar. Barely takes damage on the Mutas. Barely takes damage. So right now, it seems like Best has to muscle his way to a victory. He just doesn't have Psystorm. So you'd imagine that this isn't going to work out. A lot of Hydras coming out here for Soma. I mean, that is going to be really hard for Dragoons to get through. And Best GG's. This game really all came down to just these 11 Mutas getting the snipes. Best came out just a little bit spread, and I don't think he was recognizing that there was a bunch of Mutas out. That's like one of those games where you're like, ah, shit. You know, like, it's just... The games like this happen to everyone. Doesn't seem like Best's game. Doesn't seem like he was dialed in as much as normal. Like, his macro looked very good and everything, but he did miss that +1 attack. He did miss the fact that there were a good amount of Mutas out, I guess, because those High Templars died so quickly and so easily. So, I mean, good execution there from Soma. Yeah, I guess that's it. Great play from Soma. GG. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.